This video is a follow-up video to the first one where we were creating and building a software code practice oscillator using ZamGate and the pure sine wave generator. In this video, we're going to push the limits here a bit and go to some super high QRQ at 130 words a minute and see how this oscillator and the shaping that ZamGate provides can do to provide more clarity and better audio quality of the Morse code audio tones. We're going to start with FL-Digi and sending a file, then I'll demonstrate the attack and release and a little bit of the weight settings here in the threshold. And we're going to do micro adjustments, so we hold down the control button and then hit the mouse wheel, and we'll go by 0.1 increments. So I have it tweaked, adjusted here the way I like it for now from the previous testing. So we'll start there and then I'll go up and down and so you can hear it. We're also going through a couple filters here. A low pass and a high pass filter with a Butterworth window. And that seemed to provide a very good quality, and they're LV2 plugins, easily attainable in your package manager. And I'm using Valve Select, where you just bring this up and type in what you're looking for. So if we want the sine, there that is. And if we want ZamGate, we're using ZamGate X2. Okay, let's bring FL-Digi up and run a test. And again, I'll just adjust the attack, release, and threshold. The threshold adjusts how wide or narrow each CW element is in proportion to exact time. So if it trims 1/10 of a millisecond off of a DIT, it'll trim 1/10 of a millisecond off a DA. And of course, going the other way too as well, could add the same amount. So that's what the threshold does. The attack and release is just the rise and fall time. So I'm going to send a file here at 130 and adjust ZamGate. And so for me, 4.5 seemed to be pretty good on the attack. Just the right amount of percussion, the right amount of edge noise. And at this high speed, this is very critical. You can actually hear more edge noise than you do the actual tone sometimes. So this is a very effective system, including these Butterworth filters to get the job done. I will send it now and I'll adjust the release. And it's very subtle. You have to wear headphones to be able to hear this. And of course, have been training up high so that your neural networks can. And being a musician helps, of course, which I've been all my life. And it's taken a long time to be able to discern the subtleties of this higher speed level here, where 0.1/10 can actually sound. You can actually hear that. But it's like with anything, it's just about practice and training. And the threshold now will demonstrate the weight, and this will make it lighter or heavier. And again, for my ears, that seemed to be pretty good. Now we have a K1EL hooked up. And now we use FLDigi to kind of fine tune everything since it's a little bit easier since it sends a continuous and accurate speed. But it sends a continuous file and repeat, so we don't have to keep hitting the restart button. So now we have a K1EL. The K1EL is keying, just like a rig, it's keying a 555 to turn on and off. The 555 is putting out a harsh square wave, which we showed you in the previous video. And this is going to gate 2 of ZamGate, as in the first video, so I won't go over that again. And this is what allows the pure sine wave to come through. And the ZamGate shapes the rise and fall time and the weight, as we just showed you. And the sine wave has adjustable pitch, so I have it at 828 hertz, and this is the volume level that I'm using, so that it outputs about minus 5 dB. The Butterworth filters are also very effective at what they do, and you can allow more edge noise in the lower frequencies or the higher frequencies surrounding the center pitch here. That's kind of up to you, but this is where I found it to be best as far as how the brain copies and how, when you're copying by ear, how to make it a little bit easier, and this seemed to do the job for me. So I'm going to send a test file here, memory, and the K1EL keyer on my keyboard here at 130, and here we go. And that's very close to FLDigi. I might increase the weight by 1 here. So let's try that by 1/10 of a point and retest it here. And one more time, we'll adjust the weight again. So 15 might be a good compromise. You go above that, it's just a little bit too heavy, and you could hear how choppy it got when the weight was too low. So this makes ZamGate makes a tremendous application for building your own code practice oscillator, especially for QRQ, where all this timing is super critical. And if you're trying to achieve QRQ, and especially if you're trying to get into the upper regions, I hope this is helpful to you. Thank you for watching.